Hello, Vietnam. We'll be seeing about Vietnam. So Vietnam is a socialist republic of Vietnam, the easternmost country on the Indochina Peninsula. Uh, so um, it's bordered by China to the north, Laos to the northwest, Cambodia to the southwest, Thailand across the Gulf of Thailand to the southwest, and the Philippines, Malaysia, and Indonesia across the South China Sea to the east and the southeast. Its capital is Hanoi since the unification of North and South Vietnam. It's about the North and South Korea and North and South Vietnam. The flag is consists of a star in the middle and red flag, and you have an emblem. Motto is independence, freedom, happiness. Capital is Hanoi. And the largest city is Ho Chi Minh City. Um, So the northern part was a part of Imperial China, and so there was an Imperial dynasty colonized by French and Japanese occupation. So there was a Communist Party of Vietnam, and there was a Trieu dynasty of the 2nd century Bach Viet group of people and Sam Trang Trinh. There was a first recorded poem in 16th century. There was 12 steles carved in the 16th and 17th century, um, and uh, and the Yuan dynasty and the Qing dynasty. Okay, a lot. So we had a detailed answer about this in the 10th standard, I think, 10th or 9th. When I was studying my 9th grade, and the etymology history is prehistory is as early as the Paleolithic age, Homo erectus, fossil dating, and Homo sapiens has been found in the caves of Langson and Gay An. Middle and late Pleistocene and early Holocene. So wet rice cultivation and bronze casting. When I was saying about the lead and this copper, so the cast of the copper, and the dynastic Vietnam. So about the slender part of this entire Asia, so the south and so a lot about the dynasties and their names and a lot. Then French Indochina and so, so they promoted the export of tobacco, indigo, tea, and coffee. And the first Indochina War. Viet Minh and Ho Chi Minh. Hello. And okay, then the Hanoi. So Lord Louis Mountbatten received the surrender in the South with the Allies Act. So it's German occupation. And so Geneva Conference. It was very important as considered of the world wars, and the Kingdom of Cambodia and Laos and the partition of Vietnam. So the Vietnam War, so rent reduction and the land reform, and because the campaign was concentrated mainly in the Red River Delta area. So there was a guerrilla campaign by Viet Cong. So it was very not very. The Chinese names are like, and the Japanese names are like very easy memorizable than the Egyptian names. So the US Fairchild UC-123B aircraft spraying Agent Orange during the Operation Ranch Hand is a part of overall herbicidal warfare operation called Trail Dust with the aim of deprive the food and vegetation cover of Viet Cong. So like the animal wars and the bio wars and a lot. The US also engaged in a sustained aerial bombing campaign, and there was a massacre, and so there was a Paris Peace Accord of 27 January 1973. So reunification and the reforms. So there was re-education camps. So the Vietnamese military invaded Cambodia, the world's largest temple in Cambodia, and okay, next going on to the geography. I'm getting some pain in my jaws because it's quite today is a Saturday, and so we are going to be the end of the session, and today was quite a confused day, but I think going more on into the countries will give a good full knowledge about travel and experiences, especially with the college days, and about the place of the England and the New England. There's a difference, lot of difference between Salem and Salem, Massachusetts. So we need to fulfill the gap between England and the New England. So geography. So it's full of greens, and so it's a mountain range. It's Hong Liu Len Sun mountain range in the north, en route to the highest summit of the country, the Fancy Pan. So there is a Red River Delta and mostly highlands, and Fancy Pan is the highest mountain. Ha Long Bay, Yen River, Ban Geok waterfalls. So there is again the red means the aluminium deposits, the red color of the aluminium, and the alluvial soil maybe the and so there was this Mekong River Delta in the south, inlet of Gulf of Tonkin. So there was in the southern, it's like Annamite Range, an extensive forest and arable land, and so the climate is the monsoon winds and precipitation and tropical depression, storms and typhoon, and so the biodiversity. The Indo-Malayan so consists of nematode species, oligochaeta and acarine and springtails, insects, reptiles, amphibians, birds, mammals. 100 birds and 78 mammals are endemic. So there's pink lotus. It's a national flower. So there's a species of freshwater microalgae and aquatic invertebrates and a species of sea fishes, 30 taxa of flora, 6 new mammal species, Saola, giant muntjac, Tonkin snub-nosed monkey, the endangered Edward's pheasant. So there's a small species population of Javan rhinoceros and okay, and the environment. So poaching has been the main issue of wildlife. So there was education for nature and Vietnam in Vietnam and um, so the Agent Orange has caused birth defect, and many health problems as of Hiroshima bombing. And so what all? And mostly by chemicals exposure, and so Vietnam. So reforestation and the mangrove replantation of mangrove forest. So there is arsenic exposure to the groundwater in Mekong Delta and Red River Delta, and along with unexploded ordnance. So so there's been demining and removal of these, and bomb removal agencies, and a lot. So government and politics. So the acting president is Dan Thi Quoc Thanh. So and the National Assembly chairperson is Nguyen Thi Kim Nhan and Hai, and so a lot about the presidents and the so there have been a lot of courts such as provincial, municipal courts, local courts, and the military courts, and death penalty for numerous offences, and foreign relations, military. So, there was joint military exercise and war game also been held with India, and administrative divisions And so we have the economy, infrastructure, demographics. So bauxite mining and 5-year plan. Um, so so it's the eighth largest crude petroleum producer in Asia and Pacific, the largest producer of black pepper, cashew nuts, and second largest rice exporter after Thailand. So, world's second largest exporter of coffee. So there's a golden bridge for tourism in Dana. So science and technology as of China. So space flight program, robots, and messaging apps, Hello. Okay, then the infrastructure. So there's transport of raw materials to main ports and bicycles, motorcycles, motor scooters. So the major safety issue is road accident. Energy, Petro Vietnam, Vinacomin, build, operate, transfer, hydropower, fossil fuel power, coal, oil, and gas, diesel, small hydropower. So there was radioactive contamination through um, and health. So life expectancy is 80.9 years for women and 71.5 for men. Malnutrition is still common. Then tuberculosis, respiratory related illnesses, and HIV cases, and then leptospirosis and rabies. So then education, it's Harvard University and the Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology. So there are private campuses. So we more have demographics and culture. Of each of the countries take 20 minutes. And language, religions, so so Mahayana, branch of Buddhism, and Theravada practiced. So the culture. So there's a lot given about the culture, about the days 10th day of the third lunar month. Common ancestral anniversary, and they have Chinese origins, drawing on elements like Confucianism, Mahayana Buddhism, and Taoism in a traditional political system and philosophy. And KH, Khmer culture and Sahyun culture. And so they have been with a traditional white school uniform, and Vietnamese dragon is derived from crocodile and snake. So there's national mother of Oku. There's a lac, is a holy bird. Uh, so while turtle, buffalo, and horse images also revered. There's a lot of about and literature and music. Then the cuisine. So pho noodles and char geo spring roll, banh mi sandwich. So recipes use lemongrass, ginger, mint, Vietnamese mint, long coriander, Saigon cinnamon, bird eye chili, lime, and basil leaves. Then the media. It's a bamboo firewall and holidays and festivals, sports, and okay. Thank you, Vietnam. And next, we move on to the U series. So coming up next is U series. I got my U series: Uganda, Ukraine, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, United Arab Emirates, United Kingdom, United States, Uruguay, Uzbekistan. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Until then, I'm live. Have a nice festival, and so it was Dasara and Vijay Dasami. Be happy always. Thank you.